Hey guys, Kurgan here. So today I want to talk to you guys about the warrior changes which are coming in for 3.4. What's been put on the PTS, and it looks like this will go live, is a lot of DPS changes, with the biggest one being the nerf to Riva. So in the current state that warriors are in, Riva is just so good that you're pretty much forced to play Riva on every single fight because its single target damage is high, it cleaves for free, and it's completely immobile, so it's just the best range spec in the game, full stop. This is being changed, and I'll go over the changes in Riva right now. So first off, Plaguebringer, everyone knows it, free cleave, spreads your dots without any loss. Well, that's not going to be like that anymore. Now when you have Plaguebringer on, your dots will be doing significantly less damage. So this means that if you want to cleave, you turn it on, but you get reduced single target if you do that. So if you're single targeting, you have to have it turned off. This is a good change. It should have been like that when it got released. So now you have to have a little bit of thought when spreading your dots. Secondly, Wild Stream is now interrupted if you move while casting it. So this means every minute you're going to be stood still for 9 seconds. So yeah, it's not a huge change. It doesn't really change anything. It just means you can't bunny hop for the whole fight. Also, Reaver's single target output has been reduced slightly. That's just a number nerf, as it was doing too much damage compared to other range souls, sorry. So yeah, in terms of when you play Reaver now, Tempest now does more damage than Riva, as there's been buffs which I'll go into in a second, and Riva's really a spec which you'll only play on if you want to be ranged and cleaving at the same time. So let's go into Tempest. As I mentioned, it's been buffed and it's now doing more damage than Riva, so this will be your go-to range spec for 3.4. So what's the buffs? Well, there's been a few. The main one is the wavelength mastery that reduces the power cost during wavelength has now been increased to a 25% reduction in power cost. This means you can spam away during wavelength without any worry of power starving, and it does a lot for the DPS and Tempest Burst, which was already high and now it's higher. Another change they're making to Tempest is that they are getting rid of the raid buff Focus Fire, and now instead it's a self buff for an hour, which increases your crit chance. This means you're not going to be playing Tempest to be a glorified support. You're going to be doing it because you need to deal damage, which is kind of a cool change. So yeah, there are also some talent changes just to increase the damage, but I don't know them particularly well because I don't know the talent tree very well, so I'm not going to pretend that I do. But yeah, be ready to play Tempest when going ranged. Next is Riffblade. Riffblade has been buffed quite significantly. It's now the highest passing spec in Warriors. Whether it will change like this, I think it will. I think it will stay like this till 3.4, but there's a chance it will get nerfed slightly. But if it doesn't, you're going to have to learn Riffblade because it is very, very strong at the moment. What have they done to Riffblade? Well, they've given it a new finisher called Rift Burst. This is the 15-second CD finisher, and it just does more damage, and you're able to use it with burst synergy, and it's a huge amount of burst every time you have your burst synergy up, so every 30 seconds. So yeah, Riftblade also has the advantage that it's able to cleave very well with stuff like Rift Storm and its other AoE finishers, and it looks like it'll be a very strong spec going into 3.4. Even if the single target gets slightly nerfed, you still will have a reason to play Riftblade. So yeah, if we look over Warrior as a whole, the DPS rankings go Riftblade, then Paragon, Tempest, and then Reaver. So you might be thinking, well, where does Paragon fit into this? If it's worse than Riftblade, why would I ever play it? Well, Paragon has the advantage that it has some of the best target swapping in the game. So really, the answer to that question would be, if you're constantly target switching, and you need single target, you play Paragon, and you can be a melee, of course. So yeah, that pretty much concludes my overview of the 3.4 changes for warriors. I hope you guys found it useful. If you're a warrior main or you have a warrior alt and want to know, yeah, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed. See you guys.